Hello and welcome again to Perfect Homes TV. This is episode 2 where me and Paul talk about the first steps of moving to Chiang Mai. Okay, you met us before. My name's Simon and this is Paul. Okay, and here today we're really going to start talking about the steps of planning. Not really being here, but planning. Paul's one of the people that answers a lot of emails, so he's going to be a wealth of information as we start going through who, where, and how to start planning for moving to Chiang Mai. What we first one of our focuses is who's moving to Chiang Mai and how they plan. Okay, I'm the person that doesn't really plan. Would you agree with that, Paul?
Yes.
Well, my move to Thailand, I think, was spread over, from decision to moving, was spread over 1 month, I believe, roughly that. All right. I had no idea where I was going in Thailand. I had no plans, no nothing, and to me, that suited me. Paul, are you the same?
No, not quite. I like to plan things in advance. I like to know where we're staying, where we're going, that kind of thing. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty much the opposite. I actually met a couple recently that beat you. You said you went from planning to, what was it?
Planning to being in Thailand probably
2 weeks. Yeah. So I helped a couple recently relocate here, and they sold 4 properties. Bought 2 online without seeing anything, without coming, and arrived here in 40 days.
Hang on, they bought properties where?
From the home country.
In Chiang Mai?
In Chiang Mai.
So they sold their house.
So the first Zoom call I did with them, okay, so I did a first Zoom call with them, okay, and 40 days later they'd sold all of their properties in their home country. They'd packed all of their stuff, sold most of it, put some on the way here. They purchased 2 properties in Chiang Mai, 1 for investment for when they arrive, just something for when they arrive here, so they put their head down, and then 1 for them to move into, all within 40 days. And they asked me when I met them here for the first time in Chiang Mai afterwards, they said, "Have you had anyone do it quicker?" And I must admit, no, that was very, very quick.
That's an amazing fast. 2 houses to 2 condos in 40 days. Can anyone beat that? If you can, please let us know in the comments, and we will mention you in the next video, I'm sure, because that's quite an awesome story. Packed up, that's it, I've had enough, I'm leaving, I'm heading to Chiang Mai. They probably had an inkling about Chiang Mai previous, they've probably done some research previous, but don't know. Our first contact to moving here, all done in 40 days. Amazing story. And you are, if you're watching, I hope you are, because Paul still stays in contact with you.
That was actually, I think, as well, one thing, just whilst we're on it, we'll get into more detail, but the Zoom call that we had initially was very, very important for them. So they were looking to buy here. They told me it helped with their visa application, so that was the reason they actually wanted to buy rather than rent. Okay, but to try to do answer all of those questions on email straight away would have been very, very difficult. So we offered a Zoom call straight away, and in 20 minutes we answered 99% of their questions, and they were off at their end. So
I think that's a very good point. Perfect Homes, if people are in that stages of moving and really want to arrange a Zoom call, I've just had a Zoom call with a guy called Chris in the UK. I hope he's watching. He's now a follower of us on YouTube. We've answered a lot of his questions. He's actually going to take some of the first steps here, and this video is great for him. He's visited Thailand before, but he's actually making the move. He was freezing cold in the UK when he was talking to me, and he's ready. He's really getting ready to make the move. So I hope to be having another call with Chris soon.
Were you sitting in the sun?
I was actually in the office. I was no aircon because it's a freezing 19 degrees here in Chiang Mai today. Coming on a motorbike, I saw a lot of people in their woolly hats and everything like that, and 19 degrees and jackets on.
Absolutely, yeah. Middle of winter here.
So, bottom line is, if you're planning, whether you're planning on retiring here, because there's the retirement, moving here full time. You're planning your first steps, which is probably a short holiday, 1 or 2 months, 1 or 2 weeks, possibly a little bit more. There's also the people looking for the 1 month to 2 months, 3 months to 6 months, or permanent moves. Okay, so obviously your requirements that you need to do back home are very different. Okay, we can't comment on your personal steps to packing up, whether you're selling up or just moving here or keeping your investments there, and that's going to fund your living, you know, while you're living in Chiang Mai. So, but one of the questions comes, and a very big question. Paul gets hundreds of emails in advance, 1 year, 2 years, or Dan gets a lot of these emails. Okay, I would like to come in December next year. I'm coming for 3 months. Is this room going to be available?
Yeah, we do. We get a lot of it, and firstly, we obviously appreciate that people want to start planning that far in advance, right? Or to start thinking about it that far in advance. But unfortunately, I think perhaps the market is slightly different here to other countries, but it's very fluid. Okay, so when we get questions about properties that are, you know, towards the end of the year, a very common one will be like, I'm arriving in September, can you tell me what properties are available? Or is this specific, I really like this property, is this specific property available? And unfortunately, we just don't know, because the owner wants to rent the property as soon as possible. Okay, they're not gonna allow you to book that property as much as they want to rent it to you. They're not going to allow, you know, they're not going to allow someone to put down a deposit to hold it for the next 7 or 8 months. Okay, so the honest answer is we don't know what is available until just before. On the flip side, there will be so many different options available when you're closer to the time for either booking before you come, or when you arrive, for us to show you, for you to choose from. So, as I say, the market's so kind of fast moving here that we don't even know what will be available next week. But there are, you know, if you are looking for the next, you know, to move in or to start a contract in the next, say, month or so, then we can start.
For those people that want to plan in advance, or need to plan, because there's obviously some of the new visa regulations. Jumping onto visa regulations very quick, we had a couple of comments on talking about visas and from Brian and a couple of other people. Thank you, Brian, for your comments. We really do appreciate them. Comments on the sandbox and everything like that. We're not going to answer comments on the sandbox because it changes very quick. But we're talking to a couple of people that hopefully will be on one of the next episodes that will give us all the latest information on how to get in via the sandbox or the test and go currently. Yeah. But we're not going to answer those questions today.
Yeah, hotels, I think they were asking about what ASQ hotels and so on. As I say, it's not, as Simon said, it's not our area at all. It changes by the day. We can either help before you arrive in terms of booking your longer term stay, or when you're here and you've already completed those steps. But we do.
Going back to what Paul says, sometimes, you know, when we're busy, when the prime seasons are here, or the high seasons, we can show you the room in the morning, we can show you the room physically, and then by the afternoon, the room's rented by someone else. Okay, it's always done on first come, first served basis. Okay, so we cannot physically tell you what's going to be available next week, or cannot guarantee it. We can only work on now what is available today. Some owners will take a 1 month out booking.
Yeah, we're seeing it at the moment. We're seeing it more and more. We just done one for a guy. He wants somewhere before he arrives, and we've just taken a 1 month holding deposit. He paid it using TransferWise, so it arrives very, very quick. And he will start his, I think it's on the just before the 1st of April, so about six weeks away. For the owner has taken a 1 year, so for a 1 year contract, a 1 month deposit. I suppose it's worth pointing out that if you are someone who wants to book in advance, and like this guy, he wanted somewhere to arrive, I think it also helped him with his visa process. But he didn't want to arrive and then start searching. Okay, he was one of the kind of people that want somewhere, and he gets to literally check in on arrival.
Yes.
And we are seeing more and more people that want to do that, and we used to be quite against it, right?
Yeah.
Because it would be, you know, 2, 3, 4 years ago, people would turn up, it's not quite what they want, or it wasn't in the area, or there's a little bit of sound outside, and so on and so on. But more and more people are accepting that because of the technology we use, the 360.
The 360 tours.
They can check out the buildings. They can
Google Street View.
Google Street View to see the area. Okay. We still don't push anyone down that route.
Yes.
But because I suppose we still worry that it's not quite to their expectations.
Yes.
But people are, let's say, understanding of that. And if you are one of those people, then we can also help. But please understand that you are running the risk,
yes,
so to speak. And if the condo or the area is not to your liking, the deposit that you pay in advance to hold the room is non-refundable.
Yes.
So, and we will always make sure that's in writing, because it's very important for us to be honest and upfront, because we want to manage everyone's expectations. The owner will not give you that deposit back if you booked in advance. So if you're not sure, wait till you get here, and then you get to look in.
We actually always prefer you arrive here first, and then we show you the options. You see the physical location, you see physically what is in the rooms, what is in the drawers, everything that is available. Our agents can explain the details of the contract and everything like that very, very clearly. And that way there's just no confusion, okay? But again, some people prefer to book in advance, or at the moment with visa requirements, they need to book in advance. So we have adapted, we are able to offer that service. But let's talk about that a little bit more. What's our minimum term? Yeah,
so we always say we don't do short term, but I suppose the question would be, what is short term? Because what our short term is probably different to what other people's short term is.
I'd say we see a short term contract as a 3-month contract. Okay, 3, 4, 5 months to us is a short term. Even 6 months is a relatively short contract. But to a lot of other people, short term is, what would you say?
2 weeks, a month, 2 months. Okay. So it's not really our area. Okay. We do get a lot of inquiries for 2 weeks, 1 month, so on and so on, and unfortunately there isn't much we can do with them. Occasionally we might have an owner who's keen on taking 2 months, and if you're lucky enough to email at that time or contact us at the time, we might be able to put you in there. But we're not going to be calling round 100 owners looking for a 2 month, because 99.9% of them say no. We'll generally know if someone will take it. So anything less than, say, the 3 month mark, we're generally recommending hotels, or for the real short 2 weeks, say, for example, you're into the Airbnb for 1 month, 2 months kind of stuff. And then and then we do have owners that will accept 3 months plus. Not all of them. Okay, so when you're looking on the site, not all of them will accept the 3 months. But we do have options.
Owners are much more open to 3 months. But there's a key point here. I've seen the emails, I've had the conversations where it's saying condo owners should take the 1 month contract because their condo's sitting empty. They should do this because of this. There's reasons they can't, not because they don't want to. Okay, you come in, people come in for the 1 month, they're much more expecting a hotel style room, a room that's already set up with internet. You come in for a 1 month to rent a condominium, not a serviced apartment, a condominium, there's no internet. And then it's going to take you 3 or 4 days. You've got to go and get your own connection, okay, your own high-speed connection, because it's not set up ready to go for those individuals. Because remember, different people want different internet. We have people have specific choices of what internet they have, okay? So they're not set up. So it's not just, oh, I'll rent that room and I'll go in there. Okay, we found you a room. Sorry, where's the internet? Oh no, that's your responsibility, sir. Oh, but I'm only here for 1 month. Exactly. Hence the reason I think for 1 month contracts, we do point people in the direction of service departments, 2 month contracts or anything basically under the 3. That's set up, ready for you. It's a much more designed for the people that are just staying here for that short period or an unknown period, because that's the other one. Maybe I'll rent for 6 months, but I don't know, so I want a month-to-month contract. A month-to-month contract is a 1 month contract, okay, for the owner. Also, we need to understand from the owner's point of view, if they rent for 1 month, they're going to probably have a couple of weeks afterwards, or they've got a couple of weeks before you can move in, so they're losing their rental for approximately 2 months minimum. Okay, so we have to see everything from an owner's point of view, and we have to understand why these condos are not set up for you just to move in, unpack your bags, and stay for a month. Certain owners are, but they're generally on Airbnb. We got a whole episode on Airbnb here to be focused on in the future, because the legalities of Airbnb, but just for this sake of it, Airbnb on a minimum of a 1 month contract is legal. It is perfectly acceptable, okay? Shorter than that, we hit some grey areas in the law of Thailand, but we will discuss that. Well, hopefully I have someone that's an expert on Airbnb to come in soon, all right? So if I'm here, I want to literally, I'm here.
Maybe we should go, so when do we recommend, we talked about people, we get your kind of person, and we get my kind of person, and we get the person that's emailing asking 7 months in advance or whatever what's available. They're starting their planning, and we will point them into all of our resources. We have many articles on our site that help with living in Chiang Mai and so on and so on. But when do we recommend that is kind of an ideal time to make contact and for us to start being able to offer you options?
I think make contact
whenever you want.
First day of dreaming about Chiang Mai.
Yes.
Make contact. We're here. We will send you information. We will add you to our video channel. You can subscribe to our newsletter, which is a link somewhere in the description already. Start exploring. So make that contact. We're happy to talk. We're happy to do our best to help. We can recommend clubs like the Chiang Mai Expat Club. We can start recommending people to make contact with for different steps of your move. So early as possible.
Yep.
But the more important part, properties.
Properties, yes. So in terms of when we can start saying what could be available for you, whether you wanted to book in advance or when you arrive here, generally, depending on the length of your contract, okay, the length that you want to sign for initially is around a month out, I would say. It can be slightly longer if you're looking for a year or 2 years. We did a rental recently in Mai Rim, a family with a much higher budget, and the owner actually took 4 months out.
That's a long time out.
A long time out, but he took the deposit, but then they've signed the contract and everything in advance. But because his house was at the
top end of the
market, for him it was the right thing to do. But that's quite rare. So generally we would say around a month before, and then we would start being able to say, well, this is available, and then when you arrive, we most people want to arrive here and have a look around, as we say. We generally recommend, I personally think a week, 2 weeks, depending on, I suppose, what you're looking for. But let's say you book 2 weeks into a hotel or short-term accommodation. Then we have 2 weeks where we can show you 4 or 5 different options, for example, and then you can choose which you want, and we start a negotiation process.
Let's flip it around. Someone arrives here. We've recommended they stay in a hotel for a couple of days, a week. Reality is how quick from can we get them out viewing and into the room?
Yeah, out viewing, we try our best. It does depend. We can't don't overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
But generally, within a day, people are out viewing. Okay. Yeah. We even sometimes do it the same day. Call up in the morning. Perhaps we'll try our best for that afternoon. But we can't guarantee that. It would be wrong to guarantee it, but we will try our best.
Yeah, we obviously try and get people out as quickly as possible, out on those viewings, finding the place that suits them best is very quick.
Yeah.
And then let's say they do find somewhere that suits them.
So if someone's ready to commit, okay, maybe we don't go into the contracts so much today in terms of deposits and so on, that's another episode. But if they said, yep, I want it and everything's okay, then we next day, I would say.
We tend to say 12 working hours to turn the contracts around. Obviously, every room is different. Okay, some need a deep clean. Some, are not quite ready for everybody to move in. There's always something that needs to be fixed, or documents that need to be gathered by owners and everything like that. But we really, for us, it's our best interest to get you in and settle it as quickly as possible, and the same for yourself. Okay.
If someone had just moved out the day before, you went in the next day, it might need a couple more days. But we would, our agents,
bed sheets,
turnarounds, and so on. Yeah. Our agents are our team's taught to manage your expectations as best as they can.
Yeah.
But we will do our best to get you in as soon as possible. A larger property might need more time.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
It all depends.
Houses are slightly different. Getting cleaners for houses is much more difficult to get a cleaner for a condo. There's many factors in that, but we can turn around from viewing to, if everything is in place, we can turn around viewing to checking in the next day.
Also depends on the person moving in. If they say,
certainly,
I don't need anything done, I'm ready. Okay. Then it's, where is it? Oh no, sorry, can I have it cleaned just before? Something like that.
Sure. Okay. So we can do it quick. So we could tend to recommend our perfect scenarios. People make contact regarding properties probably a month out. So just talking, prepping, so we can plan the times when you arrive, book for a few days in a hotel. We arrange for the viewings, and we get you in as quickly as possible. It's unbelievably easy. We do take care of everything for you to the point of checking you in. Okay. People have many times commented, my biggest fear was the accommodation, and that was the easiest part. Okay. It's just taken care of. It's what we do. We're property specialists.
You look on Google reviews, I think that's clear to see.
Yeah. That's it. 1,200 reviews and counting. I think that went up over the weekend with some other great reviews from our clients. Please do feel free to check out our reviews. We do a focus on our clients. We do aim to do our best with everybody, though we can't keep everybody happy all the time. That's just not possible. Okay, so very quickly, Paul, do you recommend any have you got your favorite hotel? Do you recommend hotels for people when they're arriving here?
No, we don't. We get asked it quite a lot, but it's there's such a large amount of hotels in Chiang Mai. So it all depends on the person. So what might be lovely for one person is not, if I recommended Simon a hotel, he's going to hate me for my recommendation, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
Vice versa. So, we say, what's a nice place to stay in Chiang Mai? You use Google, use the reviews. Everyone has a different budget. There's different locations. You might want to be in Nimmenheimen area. You might want to be in the Night Bazaar, Chang Klan area.
Absolutely.
You might want to be out of town. So we stay away from it. But using Google and all of the reviews probably can't go far wrong.
No, that's it. Hotels are very personal taste on budget, style. Some people are here just to use it as a base for a couple of days. They're going to be out. Some people are using it as their first break from home. They upgrade. They spend 4 days by the pool, half an hour out looking with us, chose a room, move on. It's very, very personal choice. So we don't and we can't make hotel recommendations. It's Chiang Mai. It's so many boutique, different style hotels, guest houses, to high-end modern style, to hotels with elephants running around. And there is hotels with elephants running around here in Chiang Mai.
I've heard they're really good value at the moment, though. I imagine they will be.
Oh yes,
under 1,000 baht, and you're staying in a very, very nice place.
There's some great deals out there. All right. One of the other questions comes in. Sorry, before I go on to the next steps, the 360 tours give you a great opportunity to start understanding what you get. If you search in the information section, There's the 360 virtual tours of properties. That can give you a really good idea of what kind of budget you want to spend. You can see, you can actually put the VR goggles on and have a look around, the VR cardboard, have a look around rooms, move around the rooms. Obviously, we're not the first company to bring out this technology. It's huge in certain other countries, but we're the main company in Chiang Mai that offers that on many of our listings. So it's a great way. Houses, it's getting more and more popular, but it's a great way for you to have a look around exactly what you get in a condo or a house.
I personally, I really like it, as it's helped. We've sold properties, and then since COVID, we've with the lack of travel available, we've been selling, not only renting, but people are buying properties from abroad, from their home country, without even coming, and I don't think they would be doing it without the 360 tours.
No.
So the 360 tours, and then perhaps some video tours and so on, Google Street Maps, they feel comfortable enough that they can actually purchase a property as well.
Okay, they give you a real feeling from the property. Here's a fact for you. How well do 360 tours work? I have actually purchased a house from one of my 360 tours, and I have not even been in it yet, or a property from a 360 tour. I was actually just editing the tour, and I thought that looks nice. Okay, so the 360 tours sell, and they help you have a look around. Okay.
Did you buy the right house this time?
Hopefully.
That's a story for another time.
We can tell the story of buying the wrong houses in Chiang Mai.
The wrong house.
We can tell that story another day. Moving on fast. Okay. So there's a lot of people. Let's talk about what to bring. Okay, on your first trip, your first longer term travel to Chiang Mai. What to bring. Okay. And this is where we vary again differently. Me, I can fit everything I need into a backpack, and I just know I can get what I need here. Okay.
I'd turn up with 2 suitcases.
Okay. You and your wife traveling, we need a pickup truck just to take you away for the weekend. Okay. Everybody is again different, but my view is travel light. A lot of people wear, when they get here, you're not wearing suits all the time. You don't leave your work attire at home. You're in shorts. The weather is great all year round. Forget it. T-shirts, smart casual, but casual. Okay, whatever wherever you're going, whatever you're doing here, you don't need much. The amount of people I've spoken to that packed the 2 suitcases, and what did you use? A couple of pairs of shorts and my flip-flops for the whole time I was here. Obviously, the longer the stay, the times and everything like that. But just be aware that life's a little bit more simpler here. There's a lot less to worry about.
I think there's I suppose it depends how long people are coming for, right?
Yes.
But let's just say it's someone who's moving here, retiring here or relocating here long term, okay? So they're seeing themselves here for maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or for the foreseeable future even. They're buying here or whatever, but there's no real benefit to packing everything up and bringing it, because the financial cost to do that, the shipping cost rate is my understanding, I'm not an expert on it, but it's pretty pricey and time consuming and annoying. What our parents did was sold everything.
Yep.
Okay, sold everything, and then anything they wanted they purchased here brand new.
Absolutely.
But everything's here that you need. So
a very good point. If you're making that long-term commitment to Chiang Mai, you're packing the whole house up, sell it. Generally sell it all off. I've never
really not quite sure. Storage for a year or something. It's pretty.
There is a shortage here of unfurnished houses. Okay, so people think, bring all my favourite furniture and everything like that, but there's a distinct lack of unfurnished properties here in Chiang Mai. So everything comes furnished.
Even buying, most people, most properties come at least nearly fully furnished.
Yes,
furnished. So
that's a good point.
Yeah,
okay.
Renting or buying, most places do, Simon says, come fully furnished. So you turning up with a washing machine and everything like that is not really gonna have much benefit.
We can also connect you with a great shipping guy if you do plan to move your stuff here or moving your stuff back from Chiang Mai. He will be on our show soon. He doesn't know it, but we're going to send him out the invite soon. Okay. Talking about shipping stuff in, one of the ones I talk to a lot of people about, mainly, the guys out there that want to bring over their favorite car, their classic car, their favorite motorbike, their ride-on tractor for cutting the lawn, whatever it be. You can't. Very, very simply, vehicles bringing in a motorbike or a car or a tractor or any motorized vehicle into Thailand is extremely, extremely difficult. If it's not difficult, it's extremely, extremely expensive. I currently have not met anyone who has successfully imported their vehicle from their home country. Okay, you can drive them in, you can bring them in on the car passport, the motorbike passport. I'm not saying for tours, I'm not saying for people that want to come in and drive through Thailand to Laos and go out to China. That's all doable. That's just the different paperwork which we know nothing about. But moving your car, the amount of people they've got their favorite car, it costs them nothing. The import taxes are super high, 300 to 400 times the book price, not the cheap price you bought it from your mate up the road on, because it's the book price. So if you bought your car 30 years ago and it shows this, it will charge you 300% or 400% on the original purchase price, even though the car's not worth anything. Anything more on those cars, factor, Paul, or transport?
I don't know too much about it, not something I'm really involved in, but everyone I meet will say, I looked at bringing my car over and no way am I doing that, sold it and buy themselves a nice new one here, or a nice good value second hand one here.
That's it. And you can always, for your first couple of months while you settle in, you can always hire a motorbike or a car. Be careful, the roads here we will talk about again later, but yes, do not, this is a great tip, do not try importing your vehicles. We can save you time and effort right now. Just don't bother. Okay. All right. Another good one to bring up very quickly for the people that want to bring pets.
Good one. Yeah, a lot of people want to bring pets over, right? Probably a good area to have a specialist on, to be honest.
Okay.
We can find. Do you know anyone? I don't know, but there will be people that assist there with bringing pets. Obviously, people don't want to be separated from their pets, so especially when they're coming long term, they want to bring their pets over too. I must admit, I don't really know the process. I think it's pretty complicated, but I would certainly say bring in some specialists on. But
certainly, or some pet lovers talk about their personal experiences of bringing pets on.
Yeah.
Okay. One major factor: there are no pet-friendly condominiums, or virtually no pet-friendly condominiums. We have an article. There's 2 officially pet-friendly, but then the owners are individual, so we can't get your pets into those buildings. Okay, bringing pets in, you have to look at houses. Okay, and then remember, houses are generally a 6-month or 1 year minimum. So anyone looking for shorter than 6 months with pets will find it quite difficult. Okay, we do not offer any pet-friendly condos within Perfect Homes because of the difficulties involved, and eventually, so we just recommend houses and houses alone. Okay, there are a few pet-friendly hotels.
I don't know them, but
there are.
Yeah, I'm sure there are around. Yeah, again, Google would be your friend there, but. Yeah, 3 month. I've got a cat. I need a condo for 3 months. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do. Our solution would be to ask if is it an issue for you to sign for 6 months or a year, and then we would have some houses that we probably could offer you. But it's quite difficult. Someone with 4 or 5 dogs wants a 6 month rental. Yep. We have to be honest and say it's not easy, and it's not that we don't want to try and help. It's that the owners won't accept it.
Yep. And again, there's another major point. People try searching our website for pet-friendly properties, and they say you don't list them as pet-friendly. How can we know? I'm sorry, we don't know. Okay. Pet-friendly, what does it mean? Okay. We've had, what's the weirdest one we had the other day? We had 2 cats, a dog, and a horse. Sorry, if we had advertised that pet-friendly and then said the owner doesn't like horses, you might be upset with the owner. Okay.
We've had some weird ones.
We've had some...
Well, not weird, different.
Different kind of requests. So we've had people, does this accept dogs? Yes, we've checked. How many dogs have you got? 20. Sorry, the owner now does not want to list, okay? Pet friendly in housing is very hard. Some owners, hard for us to get the clear information from an owner. What size dog is a key question. Some people like small dogs. Some people like, are happy with large dogs. Are pets inside, inside or outside pets? All of these different questions. Does the owner like? Do they like? Cats. Some owners are happy with cats. Some owners dislike cats and like dogs. Sorry, I'm not getting into the cat and dog lover fighting club, but we can't clear that information ahead of time. Every owner is different.
Absolutely.
So we have to have clear information from you coming here of the description of your pets, and then we can put it into individual owners that we know are
open to talk.
Open to pets. Okay.
Sorry, on that, our team are taught very quickly to ask if you have pets, because some people don't realise they can't have condo.
Yeah.
So they'll start looking into the condos, and our team will, sorry, just to clarify, you don't have any pets? Oh, actually I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't want to be finding the right condo, and then suddenly we find out, or the owner finds out, or you find, our old team find out that you've got a dog or a cat, because in the contract it's going to say no pets.
Our contract says default, no pets allowed.
Yeah. So what they're taught early on is to ask, do you have any pets? If yes, what do you have? So if you are emailing us or you are contacting our team, they always find it pretty helpful to just get a picture.
Yeah.
Because that way they can show that to the owner, this is what they have. And that helps the owner to understand the size, the breed, and so on and so on.
Generally, some of the pets we have found an exception to the pet-friendly clause in the condo. Goldfish, generally allowed a goldfish. Okay, something that doesn't make too much noise, and it's got its own tank. But sometimes double check. But condominiums have very strict rules. If you sneak a cat in or sneak a dog in, and the condominium inform us, or they block you from the condo, you've broken the condominium rules, which actually breaks your contract.
You've breached the contract.
Breached the contract. So don't try sneaking pets in. It really will backfire.
To be fair, I don't think people do. How many
of
I've seen one in 6 years. I had to go around and talk to him about a cat in a condo.
Yep.
And he removed it. So okay, but generally, people will follow the rules.
Yeah. Okay. On a couple of our last points before we wrap up on today's one, make sure you're signing up the description to the newsletter. But one of my main points for your first steps to moving to Chiang Mai, one of my first one is bring a positive attitude and a cultural openness. Okay. It sounds crazy, but we get a lot of people when they first comes in here, turns around, it's not like it is at home, the contracts are not like it is at home, the weather's not like it is at home, the foods, where do I get this food, where do I get that? The positive attitude to exploring a new way of life, a new culture, and to get to meet people and everything like that is crucial. Okay. We have to remember we're always going to be guests here, and when you're in someone else's house, you always should be polite and understand. It's, I've been here 20 years. I'm still a guest, but I'm a welcome guest, I hope, and I enjoy, and I still love the different culture. I still have to deal with a different culture, even as immersive as I am, and some days I am left scratching my head going, but If you come in with, should we say, expecting it to be back home, wherever you're coming from, you will find things difficult. You will find things difficult to adapt to, frustrations. People get angry. It's not done the way like this. Thailand is Thailand. That's why we love it. Okay, that's why we move here, for that different kind of culture.
It won't be the same as it's certainly not the same as the UK or wherever, probably anywhere in the West where you're coming from. But that's why a lot of people love it. Simon said, if you do expect everything done exactly the same as you have in the West, then you're quickly going to become very frustrated, and probably, I would say, return within 6 months to a year. If you can, smile and accept that things are done differently, then and embrace that, then you will find out that what an amazing place it is. And just lastly, I suppose on that point, is that you have to remember, it's a condo. How much less are you paying?
Yeah.
Than you would do in the West.
Sure.
You're paying so much less, so it's not gonna be the same.
No.
And I know we've been here a long time, we see it as positive, but I think there's a lot of people that do see it as positive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's some people that do find it difficult, and as we say, they do become frustrated. But we do try and advise people that, but obviously sometimes it's quite hard to do so in a tactile way.
Again, this is part of should we say, some of those people that take those steps, come over, check it out.
Check it out, yeah.
The 1 month, the 2 weeks, the 1 month move around Thailand. Make sure you are comfortable with it. And then maybe even the 3-6 month people, maybe move around Chiang Mai, different sides of town, do 2-3 month contracts, and the year contracts and everything like that. But just that positive attitude. Yes, it can be frustrating trying to get your internet sorted out when they're asking for one document that you've never even heard of. But remember, that frustration is back home. In the UK, I remember trying to call many years ago, who remembers Orange, and I was putting on one of those call diverts for 30 minutes just trying to find out why I'd been billed for something. Frustrations happen everywhere, but at least frustrations here happen with a smile, all right? And in the good weather. So
absolutely.
Bring the positive attitude, and bring an attitude that just you are open to new and exciting things every day. The senses, I still find that the battery of the senses every day, the smells, the tastes, the people, the smiles, everything like that is everywhere. So every day is a new day for me, and that really does create an exciting life. I did have talking before we finish up, talking about a couple of comments. I'm sorry, I think we've just deleted the live version of the last video, where a gentleman asked me to focus on some of the negative points of Chiang Mai. We're not going to brush over the negative points. We've mentioned the pollution and everything like that, but please understand, I'm very positive in most aspects. Okay, if I'm having a bad day, it's generally because of me, not because of Thailand. They talk about problems at immigration, talk about problems all these different places. Yes, not everything is as smooth, not everything runs exactly how we want it. But please remember, there's different issues all around the world, and this is some of the reasons we're coming here. Okay, so please forgive me if I don't see all these as negatives. I just see a part of life living in Chiang Mai. Okay?
I don't see the negatives. It's how you deal with it. It's how you react to it, right?
Yes.
And you can get frustrated by it, or you can accept. I think that I've got still I hear people talking about the 90-day reporting and how frustrating it is. It just took 2 minutes online.
Yeah.
So it's gone are the days where you have to go and sit down there for a whole day and
absolutely
just to do a 2-minute 90-day report. You can do everything. You can do all of that online now. Yeah. It's just how you. In my opinion, I think it's very personable. It's how we deal with it as people, and you can either get frustrated or you can go, it's a lovely day outside, and
absolutely
and crack on and enjoy the life that we have here.
Okay. Roscoe, thank you very much for all the great comments you keep posting on Facebook and on YouTube. We do appreciate all our followers. We do appreciate everybody following us on YouTube, our standard channel. We've had some great comments and some great questions. We will respond to every comment in YouTube or in Facebook as we go forward. We've got so many topics to raise. We will slowly bring them out, but please put your comments, your thoughts into the comments section, and then we will then see which ones should we do next. Okay. We're slowly stepping it through. We apologize about any bad presentation, any bad parts on our behalf, but we're still learning. We're still pushing forward. We are still doing our best. But thank you very much to the Siesta Nomads for great comments. Brian, I think he's in email contact with Dan. He's also put some great comments in the comments section. We've answered those, and we will be doing videos on a lot of different topics as we go forward. Okay.
I think a lot. So far, people, ASQ and stuff like that. Visas. We're going to have people on for visas.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can you go back to the 3 months? So we touched on 3 months. Yeah. So I think it's, as I say, any topics they want to, they want us to talk about, then we'll be happy to do so.
Okay. We get also going back to our standard videos on YouTube and Facebook. People are saying, "Oh, that video's got no Thai sub. It's in Thai, not English." We generally put out one video in English and one video in Thai. Okay. Sorry, we don't do subtitles. Use the Thai video to start learning Thai. I'm sure it's a great way of doing. Talking about learning Thai, John Green will be on here soon, talking about some of his stuff for learning Thai and also being a teacher. Sorry, John Quinn. Not John Green. We've got lots of different people coming up, planning on coming on the show. So we hope to have a lot more for you. Our show is also not designed for the mass audience. It is designed for those planning to come to Chiang Mai or Thailand. It does pretty much cover Thailand. I think
so. We don't know so much about down south, do we? We only go there on holiday,
but it covers everything. All right, Paul. Any last comments before we say goodbye?
No. Just obviously enjoyed the talk again. Always enjoy chatting and sharing. This is what we do all day, every day. Whether it's onto the people talking about renting, coming here, looking to rent, talking about looking to buy here. We do this all day, every day, whether it's on Zoom calls now, there's a lot of Zoom calls going on, or whether when people arrive. But we do really, really enjoy helping people, and we hope that you find it useful, and the videos that will be coming up, we hope that you will find them useful. There's going to be a lot of different people on, and we look forward to helping people, relocate or spend time in Chiang Mai.
And we're sure most of you will love Chiang Mai as much as we do.
Absolutely.
All right. It's a goodbye from Paul.
Yep, thank you very much, and I'll see you again on the next episode.
And it's a goodbye from Simon. Thank you very much, and Sawadee Krap from Chiang Mai. Thank you. Bye-bye.